Hi everyone, my name is Yullie and I'm the president.
Hi everyone, my name is Maggie. I'm the vice president.
And today we're here to talk about the pressures of being the oldest child in an Asian American household.
Yes, we are both the oldest child in the Asian American household, and we're both the oldest female child as well.
Hmm.
I have a younger sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
I also have a younger sister.
Yeah. So we actually have a pretty similar situation. My age gap with my sister is 3 years, so it's not that big of a difference, but definitely I can feel like the pressure of being the oldest child. Yeah.
Right. My gap is like 5 years, but my sister started school a little late, so it feels like there's a bigger gap sometimes. Yeah. Um,
When I was younger, my parents, being the first child, my parents definitely made me try a lot of extracurricular activities. Because as being like an Asian American, um, especially their first child, they wanted me to be good at everything. So I would try a lot of sports like soccer, gymnastics, and then play a lot of instruments like violin and piano, and go to art classes, go to writing classes, go to the chess club. What else did I do? Ballet. Yeah, so as a kid, like growing up, I had to do a lot of these extracurricular activities that a lot of my other friends who were at the time predominantly white friends, they never had to do that many activities. So there was a lot of pressure in trying to be the best out of the best, like having all these many talents to do, like talents and trying to achieve all these like goals and being the best from all these extracurricular activities. So, um, and actually, my sister, she did not have to do that many. So I
that's what I'm
definitely,
saying. I also did ballet, I did art, I did ice skating, I did piano, clarinet, I did like a bunch of stuff. And like I'm not doing any of them right now. But
I,
like
yeah, I definitely think I asked my parents this, and my parents told me they were like, oh, we just did that so we can help you find what you like to do, which is partially true, yes, but there was a lot of pressure from like being
right,
forced, especially forced to do all those activities.
right.
And then they found out I was especially good at a select few. For instance, like chess, I was better at chess than I was at like say soccer, so they made me quit soccer,
Mhm.
and they made me play chess through like for like 10 more years. So there's definitely like that pressure of like trying to be, I guess, the best.
Right. Yeah, no. I freaking hated piano. So I would like cry every single time I had to play piano. Like
Hmm.
and my parents finally gave in and they're like, "Yeah, you don't have to do this anymore." Like for the longest time I stuck through, you know? Cuz like in the end, they're paying for it and they're wanting the best for you, you know? Like sometimes it's just not what I wanted, you know?
Yeah. But I guess being the oldest child, they do want to have like what's best for you, and you're kind of their like, um, I guess they're a guinea pig. Like they want to
Right.
experiment like what's best, and then when they have their like second child, they're like, oh, maybe we were too strict on them, or oh, they were too lenient on them. I think my parents especially were really strict on me. Um, when I was younger, if I did not play a key properly, I would get my hand smacked with a ruler. They
Right.
stopped that after like when I was like 6, but I definitely remember that. That's a key memory in my head.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like growing up, there's a lot of like unfair like experiences I had,
Mhm,
you know.
mhm. I definitely see the like a difference between like how I was raised as an older child versus how my sister was raised as a
Right.
young child. She's definitely a lot more spoiled than I am, and I feel like she's also since my parents were a lot lenient on her, she's less appreciative of like what they do for her.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know, I just a lot more respectful that way since my parents like just taught me how like to be respectful. And I guess since they were strict on me since when I was younger, I grew up to be more independent, whereas my sister is super dependent on my parents.
Right, yeah, no, I do everything by myself.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I see my sister getting a lot of help and stuff. Well, it's like if you need it, then like do it. But that's just not how I grew up. So it is kind of crazy to see how different they are than you. Like
Yeah.
they're the same parents, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to like Asian parties, or have Asian parties, like where
Yeah.
there's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Did your parents ever like have to like kind of like show you off or like
A lot
give
of
you
that, cause
any?
like I feel like those like Asian parties were like mostly my family members, like distant family members.
Mhm.
Always like whose kid is the best, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Especially like during like Thanksgiving, it's that time of year, and like my family and I usually we would visit my like distant cousin's family up in Maryland, but they would have like a huge party with like all the people. It was from all the people from their church, so there's a lot of people. We see them once a year, but every year they always ask like how we're doing and like who's doing what and like what everyone's up to, right? And so my parents would always brag about how good I was at like chess or something, or like I've been riding horses. So like, and they'd be like, wow, can you show us pictures? And like, it's there's like that. I feel like I have to live up to a certain standard for
Mhm.
them. So like kind of rough.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like especially if they like put all that pressure on you and then
Yeah.
like show you off to other people.
Hmm.
I feel like that should also be like a lot of pressure to yourself on like, oh, I have to like be good so like they can like show me off and like have something to be proud of, you know? Cause
Yeah.
that's like definitely something that I felt like I played clarinet for like a lot of years, but like my parents made me bring my clarinet to like this New Year's party, and I was like,
Make you
no way
play.
I'm gonna do this, but like they like made me bring it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Or if there's like a piano in the corner, like they'd be like, "Oh, who can play the piano?" Oh my God. And then
I can't do
some
it.
distant cousin will bust out like someone so hard, and it's like, "Oh my God, so great, so great." Yeah. I definitely feel like uh being the oldest child, you I wouldn't say like feel this need of like owing your parents, but it's definitely there. I feel like being especially being Asian American, um, we have a lot of respect for our parents. At least I do. And I always have this feeling like of I need to owe them, even though you technically don't. But I want to give back to them some way, you know. And
Mhm.
it's that responsibility of like doing well in life and like being having a stable job, finding the right person, um, being in the right relationship, marriage, and like giving back to them and give them like something so that they're well off too, you know.
Mhm.
I definitely have that. I think that pressure right now is more like relatable right now, like in this stage of life.
Right. And like I feel like it's like almost always a first child's responsibility. Like especially in Asian households, like my aunt, like she's the oldest on my mom's side, and she still takes care of my grandma and my great grandma, and so I feel like she definitely like maybe lost a lot of opportunities because of that, but like like you said, like they kind of feel like that duty that I like owe them in like later in life. So yeah, that's definitely like a low key a struggle I think, because it kind of stays
Lingers in
inside your
there.
mental
Yeah.
a lot.
Uh,
Yeah.
I definitely think between me and my sister, I would be the one that would take care of my parents or be at
Mhm.
least willing to.
Right.
I know like a lot of Asian households will have like their grandparents and their parents in one household.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think my parents would do that, but if they needed it, like I would definitely like be there for them.
Right.
And I wouldn't like when I'm older, I wouldn't just leave them and like not like see them again. I would definitely like check up on them and see if they're
Mhm.
doing well.
Right.
Especially their health is really important. Like I feel like personally, as like an older child, like I care a lot more
Mhm.
about their health and like how they're doing, compared to my sister. But I guess that also comes with age as well.
Mhm. Yeah, for
My sister's only a teenage, like still a teenager, so she has her like own. She thinks her life is in her own small bubble right now, so
Right.
and it's like not beyond into like other people's lives right now.
It's that
Yeah,
age for sure. Yeah.
I definitely think like as we get older, um, I'm not sure if it'll be like a older child responsibility type of thing, but it's like because we're the oldest child, well, like we think it's our responsibility. Like we think we start like we think these things.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
I mean, that makes sense for sure. Cause like I feel like you said, like they put more pressure on you, but they also like let you experience more things, you know?
mhm.
So like you can find what you want to do. And like in the end, like that's something that you want to pay your parents back for. Like not really pay, but like, give
Yeah,
back
I know
to
what
them.
you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cause like they basically like helped you find like your path in life kind of.
Mhm.
So it's always good to, consider, all that.
Yeah. I don't know. They're a good role model for me, so I like aspire to be like them.
Right.
Be good parents like them. Um, yeah, they were definitely a lot more strict on me when I was younger. I'm actually really appreciative of that. And they're like, as I grew up, they were more and more lenient.
Right. Yeah,
I
me
used to
too,
like
for sure.
more like let me be more free about my decisions.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's a good skill, decision making.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in a pretty strict household, strict religious household. So I feel like that was always kind of rough because I want to go to my friend's slumber party, but no, it's a Sunday night, so I can't,
Oh
go to
yeah.
church, all that kind of stuff.
My parents aren't super religious, so we didn't have a strict religious household.
Hmm.
But my parents still stuck to like I guess more like Asian Asian beliefs,
Hmm.
where things were more strict and more like I have to take care of myself first before I can like hang out with other people,
Right.
finish like these things before like doing something I liked.
It's always work first.
Work
Yeah.
first, play
Yes.
later.
Play later. I hear that every day still.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about some of the positives about being a first kid, a first child. Like for me personally, I love how I don't get hand-me-downs,
You're right. You're
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I get first pick, you know?
Yes. And then
Yeah.
my sister gets it.
If I
It
had the choice, I definitely would remain being the older child.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm more like prepared to go into the real world
Right?
of how
Yeah.
independent I became. Yeah.
And I feel like there's like a low key dominance for being like older sibling.
You can like
Like, you
always
gotta
hold it
listen to
over
me,
their head.
girl. Yeah, you gotta listen to me. You can't like tell me what to do.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I would say like a second mom. My dad's pretty childish too, so I kind of tell him a lot what to do a lot. I'm like, you should like go to sleep early, like don't stop being on your phone. Oh, my dad's pretty childish, so I kind of feel like a second mom, and I kind of like that. I like being the mom. I tell my sister what to do a lot, even though she gets really annoyed. She's like, you can't tell me what to do. Only mom can, and I'm like, well,
I'm so older than you.
I'm still older than you. And my mom literally gives you permission. When we were younger, she'd be like, okay, like she would go on like leave to Asia to see her parents, and she'd always put me in charge. And
Right.
she would always, like be really annoyed by that. So definitely like that like older sibling dominance.
Right, yeah, for sure.
I definitely like. I mean, I am personally favorite child. I know I'm favorite child. So there comes a lot of benefits of being a favorite child. If there's an argument, I'm usually the one to win. So
I see. I don't know. I feel like if there's an argument, I just win because I'm older. Like that's it.
yeah,
My parents
that's
don't
definitely
like,
a part of it.
yeah, I don't think my parents necessarily like favor a child, but for sure, being older has its perks sometimes. Like I can leave the house sometimes right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, to go
I know.
hiking, stuff like that. But like my sister, she has to stay home. She has to go to school,
That's right.
right?
And I definitely like I don't know, I just like being the older sibling. Like I get to experience like college first.
Mhm.
get to be able to drive first. I don't have to suck up to my sister to ask her to drive me. She got to suck up to me to for me to drive her.
Right.
So there's like there are differences.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. It's not always a bad thing if you think about it.
Hmm.
Especially now when we're, like, closer to our parents. I feel like it's
Yeah.
easier to find the the benefits of it all.
Yeah. I definitely think it's has a lot to do with your relationship with your parents.
Right.
I have a really good relationship with my parents, so being an older child, that responsibility is not like super hard on me. It's more of just like it's there and I like appreciate it and I know I will do something about it. But I guess for people who don't have that great of a relationship with their parents, they'll probably see it differently, like a
Right.
different perspective. Um, but I think, I also think like being an older child, there's like a responsibility to like be closer with your parents, like have
Mhm.
to be like talk with them more, like be that person to reach out to them, which I don't mind. I like being with my parents. So,
Right.
um,
Yeah, especially, like, since the election, like, me and my dad have been talking a lot more because, like, I didn't realize how much that man liked politics until this election, right? And, like, we just keep talking about it because, like, I'm at that age where, like, I actually have to start caring about stuff like that.
mhm,
So, yeah, we've been talking a lot more because, like, at this age, like, again, at this age, we can, like, relate to them a lot more, I feel.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're definitely like more open. We're more open with each other about top
Mm.
things. I can always tell my parents about anything that's going on in my life. And they'll
Mm.
give me
I'm
advice.
jealous of. That is.
They give me really good advice. Like I had like that like clothing store that I did on Instagram. My
Mhm.
mom gave me a lot of advice to help like start it up, and it like really worked. I was like, thank you, mom. Yeah.
Yeah, they always have the best advice for sure.
Okay, I think that's all we have to talk
Mhm.
about being the oldest child in an Asian American household. Thank you everyone for listening in. Be
Mhm.
sure to be on the lookout for our next episode every Saturday.
Yay! Or sometimes if I forget, then any other day of the week. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.